welcome to the Hatch Homes Group's Monday Market Update. Michelle and Randolph here, and this week we're going to be talking about getting mortgage ready and the 4 main objections why people don't do it. There's a really interesting quote from a Zillow research study that in 2022, 39% of roughly 134 million families residing in America did not own their home they lived in. And according to estimates from the American Community Survey, while some families chose to rent, others simply could not afford to own a home. But among those who did not own the home, roughly 7.9 million of these families were income mortgage ready. That means that 30% that you could qualify as long as 30% of your income covers your housing costs like rent or mortgage. So again, this week we're going to be talking about 4 main reasons why people don't get approved, but also, encouraging you to give it a try because maybe you can and you don't know it.
Yeah, so number 1, fear of rejection. You might be underestimating your financial needs and overestimating the strictness of mortgage requirements. Lenders certainly have requirements, but they also have various programs that might suit your financial situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of great lenders out there and programs. The second rejection we get is like this feeling of unworthiness. We've been learning about this phrase, and it's hard for me to say, so I'm going to read it. Intergenerational transmission of status. Say that 5 times fast, right? So essentially what that means is that if you grew up in a household where your parents owned the house or your grandparents owned the house, then you're more likely to own a house in your future. And likewise, if you lived in a home where it was rented, maybe you moved around a lot and you just thought that that was the way, so you're more likely to want to rent. So we say break that cycle. Talk to lenders, see if you can get. If you really want to own a home, then you might as well try and you can break the cycle.
Number 3, thinking that the approval process might be a little bit too difficult. Now, getting approved for a mortgage probably sounds like it'll require a lot of paperwork and documentation and take a lot of time. While the actual process of applying for a mortgage, going through underwriting and getting final approval can require some time, documentation, and patience, getting pre-approval may only take a few minutes.
And after all, you're going to have paperwork and documents ready for if you apply for a rental as well. So maybe try both. The last objection that we get, number 4, is assuming that renting is always cheaper than buying. And the key word being always. It's not always cheaper to rent than to buy, especially in certain market centers or market areas. The 4th rejection that we hear quite a lot is that people just assume that renting is always cheaper than buying and owning. And that's not necessarily the case, especially depending on where you live, in what city, what area, and, market conditions at the time. And while buying a home can be more in the short term, like coming up with the down payment and paying the closing costs and the upfront costs, you're really getting a long-term gain. So it's really interesting. You can look on our website at the mortgage calculator that we have on there, and you can play with the numbers and see what you can do there and compare how much it would be to rent a house versus buying a house. And I think in the Portland metro area, the average price of rent for a average home, 3 and 2 or 3-bedroom, 2-bath, is around $3,500 to $4,500 a month. That's mortgage payment. So maybe consider that as well, because you really are building your long-term net worth. And that, at the end of the day, is why most people want to buy a home. So bottom line, reach out to us, talk to a lender. Just give it a go. See how it turns out for you. If you choose to rent, of course, that's your up to you. But if you want to build your net worth, talk to us. We have some great lender referrals that we can refer you to. Because after all, you don't know what you don't know. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you got a lot from this. Reach out to us if you want some lender referrals or just talk about the process and what it can mean for you.